The Teen Book Festival in Rochester, New York, which was held this April, is one of the best teen book festivals I've ever attended. Tremendously well organized, filled with enthusiasm, filled with teens reading and buying books, and eager to talk to authors and have contact with them. This was a masterful work of organization and cooperation from the beginning to the very end. Stephanie, you are to be congratulated. What a great festival. I plan to be there next year, and I hope all of you watching this will make plans to go to Rochester next year when Stephanie does her magic once again.
We're going to get started like 30 seconds. Welcome to TBF Live, the 4th annual Greater Rochester Teen Book Festival. And now on to our authors. Okay. Let me start over. You can edit this out, Ed. Like her character Mina in Evolution, Me and Other Freaks of Nature, our first author says that she too was kicked out of church right before high school, although it was for a reason much more bizarre than Mina's, and which may be discussed at the festival. She met and fell in love with her husband when they were both attorneys on opposite sides of the case. She got fired, he didn't. Please welcome Robin Brand. Next author runs a fan page on Facebook dedicated to John Oakes' mustache, admits he cried during E.T., had to ride a donkey in a sketch on The Late Show with David Letterman, was the lead singer of a punk rock band, and worked at an Olive Garden in college and wants everyone to know that the salad is actually the fattiest thing on the menu. Please welcome Michael Buckley. Began writing in middle school. She had this group of girlfriends and they all wrote novels starring each other. She was always writing when she shouldn't have been because her English teacher confiscated her manuscripts and complained to her mother at teacher conferences. She used to be in a folk music band. She still loves to sing, and one day she'll get that guitar out again. Hobbies displaced by writing include hand weaving and spinning and genealogy. Please welcome Cinda Williams-Chima. To give us 5 fun facts. Our next author says he spent several days trying to decide whether he was going to actually give us 5 fun facts about him, or if he was going to be that guy. You know, that guy who doesn't actually give 5 fun facts about himself, but gives 5 goofy facts instead. He went on to say maybe facts like, I enjoy growing hair, or people say I look exactly like Billy Ray Cyrus on the inside, or even I love using quotation marks, and there's all these quotations. And maybe in some ways those goofy answers say more about him than sincere answers ever could. And maybe you'll spend the rest of your day or even the rest of your life thinking about how absurdly profound he is. And that's when he says you'll let your guard down just for a moment and offer him some of his cheese curls, and that's when he will turn around and eat the whole bag. Jack guesses one actual fun fact about himself is that he actually does like cheese curls. Please welcome Jack DiFerrello. Next author says she likes to go line dancing several times a week. That candy is her favorite food. Trees make her happy. She loves to watch television, and she likes shopping for food more than she likes shopping for clothes. Please welcome Sharon Flake. Author says she likes to pretend she has no interest in beauty products, but she secretly owns about 50 different hair care products and loves experimenting with them. With lots of time, she says she can cook really good Chinese food. She spent 2 years living in Hunan, China, and learned from some true pros. She is addicted to chocolate chip cookies, and on her desk is a postcard her sister sent her that says, behind every good, gifted woman, there's often a rather talented cat. And she believes this to be true. Please welcome Daphne Grab. Our next author has 2 King Charles Spaniels, Lucy and Lila. He likes Lila best, but don't tell Lucy. His favorite authors are Charles Dickens, Cormac McCarthy, and Patrick O'Brien. He weighed 250 pounds when he played in the NFL. He has since slimmed down to 230. His favorite places to vacation are Captiva Island, Florida, Big Moose Lake, New York, and Positano, Italy. Please welcome Syracuse's own Tim Green. Our next author is allergic to nickel, meaning she can't wear most any kinds of jewelry unless it's very pure, which I find really sad. She says she has to cover her jean buttons with Band-Aids and she can't wear earrings, ever. She says it's the bane of her existence because her whole life she has always wanted to wear dangly earrings. She collects pretty stationery, and when she starts a book, she is physically incapable of putting it down. She must finish it in one sitting or she cannot bear it. Please welcome Jenny Hahn. Our next author grew up with horses, and she says she keeps threatening her husband that she is going to buy a barrel horse and go rodeo. Through 8th grade, her family lived in Palm Springs in the same neighborhood as some famous people, including Kirk Douglas, Elvis Presley, and Bob Hope, who was a comedian and movie star, for those of you guys who are. I knew Bob. When her parents brought her home from the hospital, Bob Hope sent his nanny over to help take care of her. She was adopted as a baby. When she tracked down her birth mother in the year 2000, she discovered that she had written poetry her entire life and used to write scripts for Walt Disney. Please welcome back to TBF Live, Ellen Hopkins. The next author told us that he pulled a muscle playing Wii tennis with his kids. He also told us that Terry Truman and he once climbed Mount Everest. He made it to the summit, but Terry turned back early so he could see the season finale of Lost back at base camp. He doesn't like any kinds of dips. He says they're suspicious and he doesn't know where they've been. I haven't been able to eat dips since I read this. While hiking through Arizona, a scorpion bit him on the ankle. Luckily, Terry Truman was there to suck out the poison. He wouldn't be here if it weren't for Terry. Please welcome Prince Honor-winning author Kenneth Opel. The author plays DDR. She did an event with actor Colin Farrell. She did not get his autograph, but she did ask him if she could have a paper that he'd written a speech on, and he gave it to her. She loves to travel. Some of the countries she's been to include Ireland, England, Wales, France, Denmark, Germany, Switzerland, Spain, Belgium, and Australia, and that's like the Cliff Notes version. The only states she has not visited are Alaska, Alabama, Idaho, Mississippi, Maine, North Dakota, South Dakota. So if any of you guys are from there, invite her. Please welcome Rochester's own Newbery Award-winning author, Linda Sue Park. Throughout elementary school, our next author kept the same Sunday night ritual. After dinner, he would sit outside with his dog, Peanut, and sing her the Love Boat theme song. I'm so glad you laughed, because I was afraid none of you guys knew who Love Boat was. I love that show. And he says, he has to say, he sang it rather well. So maybe he'll sing it here today. He says he has never worn a watch in his life, not even once. He says he was a major reluctant reader in high school, and it wasn't until college that he fell for books, and it all started with The Color Purple. Please welcome Matt De La Pena. The author has been playing Dungeons & Dragons since he was 6 years old. He says he occasionally stops playing long enough to write a book. He has co-written books with sci-fi fantasy megastar R.A. Salvatore, a.k.a. his dad. He is allergic to mushrooms and deathly allergic to shrimp. He cannot even be in the same room with shrimp. He is not great at replying to email. This leads to all kinds of complications, like people having to make up 5 fun facts about you. To find out which one of these have been made up, you'll have to visit his sessions. Please welcome Gino Salvatore. This author says he shaves his head almost every day. Dogs are his favorite animal. He rode a motorcycle from age 16 to 60, 44 years experience before he crashed on July 5th, 2008, ending his cycling career. Speaking of cycling, he says he hates riding bicycles. He also hates any foods with any member of the bell pepper family, green, red, or yellow, in them. Please welcome our official TBF mascot, Prince Honor-winning author Terry Truman. There was actually 3 authors writing together as David Van Etten. One part of David Van Etten says he thinks he's the only person at TBF to have both written with 2 of the other authors and to have taught 2 of the other authors. To find out who, you'll have to visit his session. More than any other piece of clothing, he says he writes in long-sleeve, green and white striped t-shirt he has had since high school, and he says he will never wear it in public except to get the paper. His life would suck without Kelly Clarkson, and it would suck even more without the National. We're at a college now, I can see that. Please welcome David Levithan.